Following the delivery of memorandums to the Johannesburg Metro Centre, the Executive Mayor of Johannesburg, Dr. Mpho Phalatse, was scheduled to provide citizens of Soweto with comprehensive feedback on Saturday morning. 2 months back, the residents of Soweto marched to the municipal headquarters over issues of service delivery. If the mayor doesn't engage the community, Soweto residents are threatening to disrupt the City of Johannesburg Council meeting. We're joined now by a community activist, Keabetswe Malebo. Keabetswe, a very good morning to you, and thanks so much for joining us. So the mayor has said for health reasons she's unable to address community members and give you feedback, but it's not cancelled, it's postponed. This still doesn't satisfy you?
Let me just start by greeting the viewers and greeting you. Happy Women's Month. I just wanted to say I honestly feel like politics are coming into play in this regard, because as you remember, we led one of the biggest service protest marches in the history of South Africa, if not in the history of Soweto. And I honestly feel like we are not being considered and we are not being taken seriously. Because the mayor said to us that she was going to respond in 14 days. That 14 days escalated to 21 days. That 21 days escalated to more than 30 days. So it's as if that she's not taking our cries very seriously. And within the society, we have a lot of problems because, you know, the minister, Begitele, came into our community and said they were going to cap the crime service delivery that's led by the infrastructure vandalism for electricity. If you remember very well, the community of Pimville lost the life of Khomotso Diale, and recently we just lost Ntate Daniel Muruti, who was also shot. That march that we had, Go Chicken Farm. So we've lost 2 lives, and they're not still taking us seriously. We have a problem of informal settlements. We have a problem of electricity within our society. Schools don't have electricity. Clinics don't have electricity. The society within our community is dying. You know, recently we just lost a 8-month-old baby due to the problem of electricity, because of people are now using traditional ways of warming themselves up. Bafaka imbawula endlini. And you can understand that if an 8-month-old baby lost her life, we've got a young man who lost his life and burned to ashes in the same street because of Tabaya electricity. They're not taking us seriously, and they think that what is happening in everything that we are doing. We are really trying to find solutions of how to better our community and how to better our society, because the problems that ESCOM have escalated to a point whereby we've got a lot of rapes, rape within our community. We've got a lot of community theft. Now the sad reality is that within our society, because of the community is dark, and we raise those kind of problems to the mayor and to tell them that we've got a lot of problems within society. When the community is dark, the community suffers. So it's so sad that, you know, when it comes to helping the people of Soweto. And generally what we wanted to ask the mayor, and even with our engagement, was saying that you are the first female black mayor in the history of South Africa. Soweto is suffering. We were actually saying, here is the doorway into Soweto. We're not coming with politics, regardless of which political party that you stand with, regardless where you come from, but we are saying, as Sowetans, as the mother of Johannesburg, mother our community, and let us find solutions of how we can better our society.
So obviously these frustrations have been happening over a period of time. When we take a look at the crime issue, right, maybe specifically in your area, what are some of the interventions that you came up with as a community to try and curb the problem? Obviously, like I see, yes. Or whatever, but with the problem of crime, what kind of interventions has the community put in place?
So currently we are working with all security companies within Soweto. So security clusters, they are the ones that help us to combat crime within our society. Just not so long ago, cable ya rona ilangiwa ka dynamite when the minister came. So we are fighting an ongoing battle because of we've got foreign nationals ailing Basotho who are illegal within our country that shot Khomotso Diale, that are fighting turf wars within our community. They are fighting for our infrastructure, and we've reported it so many times. So we are working with Soweto security clusters that are going to help us combat the crime and make sure that whoever is stealing the cables within our society, they make sure that they apprehend the culprits. Because not so long ago, this same week, we had our security clusters helping the community of Kagiso. And while all of them, they were dispatched in Kagiso, we lost cables. 2 cables have been stolen in a week. Yesterday and during the week when we had the Kagiso uprising. So the sad reality is that even if we work with security clusters that use their own resources, we were lied to by the minister telling us there's going to be a tactical unit that's going to combat the crime, infrastructure vandalism. But still we haven't found that that whole tactical team that was supposed to be dispatched in the community. So, Rona really bahlali ba Soweto, we are working with all security clusters, as you saw even yesterday with the response from the Soweto Parliament and the community of Soweto, that we were working with the security clusters within our community to find solutions on how to combat crime. But the sad reality is that we are not supported. General Mawela says the community must stand up, they must take action with regards to infrastructure crime that's happening. The community, MEC, which is Faith Mazibugo, told us that we must take a stand. But when we take a stand as the community, we are not supported. So I honestly feel that politics are coming into play, and Batuba Soweto abano tusahala if the government is not making sure that they implement certain measures in place so that the community can be safe.
So, Janong, what happens now? Because the mayor also had indicated that this event is postponed, and then she'll engage with community leaders to find an alternative date.
I'll see, to tell the honest truth, the community of Soweto is disgruntled. There is only so much that we can do as leaders. There's only so much that we can advocate for in society. We are one of the people, we are one of the community leaders that are advocating that, we make sure that everything is fully functional and everything is kosher within society. But unfortunately, they are leading us to a point whereby now we have to take radical actions. We have to make sure that the council sitting that's supposed to happen on Wednesday is not supposed to happen because of because of in society. Do you know that the reality is are digging, are using traditional ways, digging to put in insulin so that the insulin can always remain cold. Insulin ends up getting hot, and they're injecting themselves with insulin that is not medically fit to help them. So what else can we do besides taking radical actions, that the same radical action that Mogale City took, the community of Kagiso took, because of we said we were going to shut down Soweto, but we then reacted in a different way whereby rinkile all our grievances and we took them to the mayor. But when we take our grievances to the mayor, we are not being taken seriously as the community of Soweto. The situations are really alarming in Soweto. We told them on numerous times that there are kids that are selling themselves for electricity in high schools because of their communities then ending 2 years without electricity. If a student is writing matric and they do not have electricity, they are going to end up selling their bodies to banane motlakas. And this is a fact. You can come into my community. I've spoken about this. There are a group of young women that are selling their bodies for electricity. So, Rona Rele community, we are saying that if we are not going to be taken seriously and we are adhering to the bylaws of society, we are acting within the laws, within the boundaries of the laws, to saying that when it comes to service protests, this is how we are going to act. If they want radical action, then this is what we are going to take a stand towards, that we will make sure that if we are not going to shut down Soweto, but we'll make sure that we'll disrupt all the sittings that they have, because of clearly some things are a priority and some things are not a priority. Mafu within Soweto are not a priority. When we are losing kids in society, when we are losing old people in society because of lack of electricity, then Rona as Soweto leaders, we will make sure that each and every sitting that we'll have, we will disrupt it up until they take us seriously.
Keabetswe Malebo is a community activist in Soweto. Thank you.